Welcome back to another video, guys. So today I'm playing catch up. I haven't shared a video in the longest time, and I've been working my butt off getting tons of stuff done out at the Pacific Bin. And exciting news, the sauna is officially open. So if you do go to the direct booking link where you save 10% versus Airbnb, down in the description down below, you can book a stay and experience a sauna for yourself. Can't wait to show you guys. And we're gonna be building something today at the Pacific Bin that I think is gonna be a huge revenue generator, and it's actually something pretty special for myself. Well, that's an update for another video. So I'm going to walk you through all the improvements I've made over the last couple months and just give you a general tour of the Pacific Bin. I feel like there's a lot of new subscribers here, and welcome to all of you. But this is my first project, the Pacific Bin. So my first improvement was adding this walkway here that goes out to the sauna. Over at the Cedar Hollow, I found that it helps to cut down on the amount of pine needles and stuff being tracked into the amenities. So pathways, they are a little pricey, especially this with the composite decking, which I am working on the cost breakdown video. I'm getting a set of construction plans drawn up, and it's taking me a lot of time because I'm also going to be including the entire material list, which I've never done before, and it takes a ton of time, saying where everything goes. But it's gonna be a really cool set, and keep an eye out for that in the next month or so. So coming off the bin here, centered on these doors, of course, Emily and I have hung all these string lights that sort of hang over the walkway, and at nighttime it is the coolest vibe because all the forest is still kind of dark but a little glowy, but over the pathway it's well lit. And then you get to the sauna. Check this thing out. So this is the Finnish sauna, no pun intended, but Finland inspired. So I have these custom signs made that show exactly how the sauna works, saying please only use this wood in the wood burning stove, because if you use it over the fire pit over there, it's just a waste of wood and a pain because this wood is super expensive. So we've got little dimmer switches right here, and you can also click this one, or you can make it a little brighter, dimmer. But this is the interior of the sauna. We got our little thermometer, humidity thing, the vents up there. We got vents under here and behind the heater, so this thing cooks. Then we got our wood burning Hume sauna stove. This thing is so cool. This sauna seriously puts off so much steam. Over at the Cedar Hollow's barrel sauna, it gets hot in there, but the amount of steam it's able to generate isn't anywhere near the amount of this. This thing is unreal. This is the whole sauna here. I put a bunch of lights out here in the forest, so at nighttime you see this cool little glowy, mossy area, and it looks really, really cool. But yeah, I am so happy with how this thing turned out. So over at the fire pit here, I provide an axe and a whole bunch of rounds of wood for splitting, so that one, people can create their own firewood, and two, it doesn't blow through all the split wood, because if you leave split wood for guests, it just goes super fast in the fire. But there's this little kindling maker thing, which is the coolest deal, because all you do is you set the wood in there like that, and then you just, and it makes a whole bunch of kindling. So then coming off the deck of the bin, I've added this path here. Well, the path has been here, but I cleared it way more, so it's actually usable. I call it Steve's Path because of the dog that Emily and I named Steve, that just randomly started showing up midway through construction, and he would just lay on the floor while I'm welding and framing and doing all that stuff, and he would show up every day. We had no clue who the owner was, and it was really cute. For all of you that followed along on Instagram, you know Steve pretty well. But yeah, there's this cool little path that cuts through the forest here, takes you all the way over to our little hammock. Still love this view of the bin. It looks so good. I also put this huge log here that was sitting at the front of the driveway because I almost had a guest thinking they could just go take their big truck and park off the driveway. They almost ran over this, and there's some septic connections here. So I put this right here So that blocks them. They're gonna mess up their car before they hit the electrical box. I also put this one here because some guests were trying to park here before. But what we're doing today is this here. Yesterday I was out here clearing this little patch of land with an excavator, sort of just getting everything cleaned up, a few little stumps and big logs. Actually, I piled a whole bunch of stumps up over there. But the reason this little spot's gonna be special for me personally is because next May I'm getting married, and this is gonna be the spot that Emily and I get married. So today we're gonna be putting a whole bunch of mulch down, potentially building the little arch. I wanna build like a, I've been spending way too much time on Pinterest, but I want to build like a little tree arch. So I'll have to find a little tree in the back of the lot that we can cut down and use the posts of it to make up this little archway, and we'll wrap it in cool little typical Pinterest decor type stuff. But yeah, it's a really cool setting, having this super mossy tree sitting right at the back. It's going to be super pretty. So that's why I have the trailer. I'm about to go pick up a load of mulch. And also, if any of you are interested in getting married, I pretty much got started with video making by creating wedding films, and Emily is actually a wedding photographer. So if any of you are interested in hosting a small wedding, like it has to be small, we can't do anything huge here, but a small intimate wedding in a really cool, peaceful place, reach out down below at info@thepacificbin.com and we can see what we can work out. Okay, so I just loaded up with 8 bags of concrete because I'm going to use those to set the post of the little archway thing we built. So now that I got the concrete, I gotta go swing by Salt Materials, which if any of you guys are out along this Highway 2 corridor in Washington, Salt Materials they're just really good guys, so definitely hit them up. Okay, so I just got 8 full yards of mulch here, which the guys at Salt Materials hooked me up with. I don't know why I did that, but let me show you what the plan is. All right, so step 1 right here, I need to smooth all this out, sort of cut some of this stuff, pull this stuff out of the way, move all the big rocks, and then put a whole bunch of mulch right here, because this is essentially where the bride will be entering from. So then she'll walk in right here. This will all be mulched, and there'll be 2 rows of seats going right here. I also need to figure out how many string lights I'm going to have, because I want them to sort of be going from tree to tree, crisscrossing over here. So then imagine me walking down the aisle right here, and I'll dig a post hole there for the concrete. And I actually have this little tree over by the bin's driveway that I think I'm going to use for the archway. It's like skinny enough and consistent enough diameter, if that makes sense. I'm gonna go smooth out this front bit, lay a bunch of mulch, and then I think I'm just gonna be laying mulch for a while here. All right, and here we go. So I smoothed everything out, got rid of all the roots and big rocks and everything, so everything was nice and smooth, so the brides aren't tripping as they walk through this area. And then also you see the area on the left with all the massive pile of logs. I'm gonna be cleaning that up, probably like actually stacking them really nice here in the next little bit. Making some headway. You can see, I don't know, maybe like a third of the way there, but all the wood chips are getting hard to reach. So I'm gonna see if I can tilt this back and get it all back up against this back wall so it's easy to scoop into the wheelbarrow there. All right, guys, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. The last couple months, seriously, have been pretty brutal. I've had a lot going on between my engineering job really ramping up, the Pacific Bin, Cedar Hollow, like with the busy season in the summer, another build going on, the sauna. It's been a lot. And I gotta thank the sponsor of this video, which is Factor. So Factor in these busy seasons makes a huge difference. Not having to go to the grocery store in the middle of the week when things are just insane, and having healthy dietitian approved meals ready to go that actually taste good is a huge time saver in my insane life. So it really is just as simple as you take the sleeve off. It tells you exactly what you got there, all the nutrition facts. So tonight it's gonna be grilled pork chop and smoked cheddar cauliflower. So all you do, it's hard to do it with one hand. You just poke a couple holes in it, throw it in the microwave, 2 minutes. And normally while I wait, I grab one of their smoothies. So this is the Green Supreme smoothie, which their mango one is super good, but I actually drank them all because they are super good. So in these busy, crazy seasons, it can be super easy to stop eating healthy and just like doing the fast food trap, which Factor is actually more affordable than fast food. And it's significantly healthier, which when I used to get stuck in the fast food trap, it was just a downward spiral. You eat fast food, you don't feel good, and it's just this endless spiral of you're not getting enough sleep, you're not getting enough nutrients. So not only is it super easy to change and modify your order based on what kind of food you want and everything, but it's also really easy to customize the delivery schedule. So say you're out of town for a week, you can just pause the order and have it kick back up the following week. It's super easy. You guys know Factor's been a sponsor of the channel for a really long time, and that's because I truly believe in this service, and it has saved me tons of time, and it's probably helped me be a lot healthier over the last couple of years. Anyways, if you guys are interested in checking out Factor, head to factor75.com or click the link down below and use code 50DevinLaurup to get 50% off your first box and free shipping on that first box. That's code 50DevinLaurup to get 50% off your first box and free shipping on that box. I want to thank Factor for sponsoring this video, and you guys should definitely check it out. So let's get back to it. Get on my little tree. All right, I'm gonna take a little break because that's exhausting, but I probably got like another 10 feet to go. But this mulch right here, so it's actually cedar and like cedar bark mulch. So it's from some mill worker that just grinds up all this stuff after the fact. And the reason why I went with this is that one, it's dirt cheap, so it's 10 bucks a yard. So that whole trailer was $100. And the cedar wood is really acidic. So when it rains and all the juices, that's not the right word, but when all the stuff from the cedar seeps into the ground, because of the acidity, it helps to discourage other plants that would like naturally just start growing here to not grow, essentially, because it chokes it out with all the acid, which is really nice because I don't want to have to put weed killer down here constantly, and I would rather just leave it alone and have it be low maintenance. So this stuff, fortunately, well, I guess time will tell, should slow that down a little bit. You can see this is what we're working with here. So I'm gonna spread the rest of the mulch here, leave a couple piles here so I can dig the holes, pour the concrete for the archway. But the tree that I'm thinking, also all this like looking desolate and dead, after a few rainstorms and a few more months, this will all just be super lush on the sides. Man, this has got to be a new record. I'm almost done with 9 yards of mulch in it's like an hour so far. Tree that I'm thinking is this guy here. It's been dead for a while. I've been meaning to take it down. I had to get it down before this winter just because of obviously it falling on the house or something like that. So I'm gonna take this guy down, and we'll take like 2 7.5-foot sections and then a little one going across the top for the archway. But we got to get this guy out of here. As much as most of you would probably love to see a tree fall on my Cybertruck, I wouldn't. So gosh, the hate behind this thing is wild. All right, so I just finished laying all the mulch. Well, I have 2 piles back over there where we're gonna be putting the posts, and I left those still piled up so we can set the post and I can put the mulch around it. But that might be a new record. That was like an hour and a half to unload, what, 8, 9 yards of mulch. So now we gotta go get this concrete, bring it over there, then get the trailer out of here and bring that tree down. So to figure out the dimensions while I'm putting my trailer back at the back of the property, I'm gonna use Grok to figure out exactly how big the archway should be. So I just got this on my Cybertruck. All right, Grok, so I'm building an archway for a small like 20 to 30 person wedding like ceremony area, and I'm building it out of like a 4-inch round tree. How big should the archway be, both height and width? I don't want it super huge. I just want it to kind of frame the couple.
For a small wedding of 20 to 30 people, you'll want the archway to feel intimate yet functional. Using 4-inch round tree trunks, aim for a height of about 7 to 8 feet and a width of 6 to 7 feet. This size nicely frames the couple without overwhelming the space, giving a cozy, natural vibe for the ceremony.
So we're gonna use that and go 6 feet wide by 7 feet 6 tall. That way we're like just above the couple a little bit. It'll frame it really nice in photos, but 6 feet is tight enough that, at least from my wedding video experience, it's tight enough that it forces a couple to be closer together, and that way they don't look like they're distant from each other. All right, as always, looks a little bigger when it's right up in front of you. But this thing actually does look really good. I like that it has like moss already growing on it too. So I'm gonna cut these. So I'm gonna cut 2 of them at, what do we say, 7 feet? No, we're gonna add 2 feet for the footings. So we're gonna cut 2 of them at 9 feet long. So they'll go 2 feet into the ground, and we'll cut 1 at 7 feet to go across the top, because we'll leave a little bit hanging over on the sides. All right, now I'm gonna clean these up and nip off all the little branches coming off just so they look really clean. So I laid out the width of the arch here. It's gonna be, this is 6 feet. And then I laid out the tape measure at, what is that? 8 feet wide. So you'll have a foot hanging over there, a foot hanging over there. And then I'm gonna bevel the cuts here like this. All right, so I just rounded the edges off here because we're gonna stand these up and put that guy right in those little notches there. And then I got a couple screws and a drill, and we'll just screw it from the top. But I'm also, another thing that I see done wrong on venues a lot, at least ceremony areas, is that they have the arch like right next to the backdrop, which when you pull the arch forward a little bit, that allows you to focus up here, and your background gets that nice creamy bokeh effect. One reason to hire a photographer, videographer to build your venue out. I'm putting off digging the holes because I hate freaking digging, but let's do it. So I'm digging the holes about 2 feet deep with a foot diameter, and I have 4 bags of concrete per hole. So it's gonna be 240 pounds holding each of these posts in. So this thing isn't going anywhere. So then I laid it out, screwed it all together so that I could stand it in the holes and then set the concrete. Well, I forgot to hit record when I was standing that, so I just stood it up. Dang, this is gonna look. So you'll stand like right here in front of it and right here, and it like perfectly picture frames you. So I mixed about 5 to 6 bags for the first batch, just getting the posts set initially, and then I came through with the level, just checking to make sure that everything is perfectly level. I know it's kind of hard to check level when there's no flat surface along the tree's surface to put level against, but I took a couple times where I just went back a little ways, made sure that it aesthetically looked good and that it wasn't like obviously crooked. I mean, it's a tree, so it's gonna have a little differences from here to there, but yeah, overall it looks really good. It was nice and level, and then I set the last couple bags of concrete in. I've done like a few checks just looking at it from multiple angles, and it does look pretty level. Gosh, I'm like forever questioning it, but yeah, it looks really good. You can see the bases are just loaded with concrete, so each base has 4 bags of concrete here. It's not the prettiest, but it's just getting covered in mulch, so it doesn't matter. That's it. Now I just gotta go order a whole bunch of chairs. We'll get like some cool like white fabric stuff that you like hang from here with some, probably not lights, but like flowers and stuff people can hang from here. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. I think it looks good. But thanks for following along in this video, guys. Sorry it's been a bit to get a new video out. Lots been going on, so keep an eye out. I got the sauna video coming soon, the cost breakdown video with the construction plans on that. So yeah, make sure you're following along, hit subscribe. Thanks for following. See you in the next one. Peace.